You gotta love that intro, brother. Ho! Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Guys, this is the Thundercats Lair. Welcome back for another episode. How you doing, JP? Things are JP. Where'd JP go? JP. You there, brother? What happened?
I'm here. I just noticed I had the wrong camera on.
Oh, okay. You all good, brother?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, how are things going, JP? What's going on in JP's life right now? How are things going?
Oh, a lot of stuff, man. You know, getting ready for Legion's Con. We're going to Legion's Con really soon, November 6th, 7th, and 8th in New Jersey. So just getting things prepped for that show, and working on a lot of other stuff in the background. Just been busy, man. It's the end of the year, so there's a lot going on.
Yeah, brother, things are moving very, very quickly right now, and of course, Halloween is coming up, so that's going to be freaking huge. Are the kids all getting ready for Halloween? Like, how do you guys do it? Do you guys do it in the daytime? Like, how does it work with you guys?
It's exciting because this is the first year that we are doing the traditional Halloween, where we're going over to my friend's house. He lives in a really nice neighborhood, and we're going to go trick or treating. My friend's wife is really into it, so she's making all these Halloween themed foods and like appetizers and stuff like that. And she's planning like all these activities for the kids. So we're actually going to go trick or treating. And my daughter's 5, so she really has never experienced the traditional trick or treat where you're going house to house, knocking, asking for candy. She's never done that, So this is going to be her first time going around and doing Halloween the way I used to do Halloween. So I'm really excited about that.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Like, of course, here in Canada, we are very much used to Halloween, but here it tends to snow during Halloween. So it's kind of weird. We're usually wearing coats whenever we go with our costumes. So it can be a little bit odd. So, but no matter what, I love the fact that you and your daughter are going to be able to experience that for the first time. That is so cool. I love it. How about you? So I guess you will not be at the house to give out candy. It's just you're going to be with your friends all night, and they're in a really nice neighborhood, which is really the biggest problem with some Halloween traditions these days. I was talking to Brick something, and he was explaining that in California, oftentimes they have to do like Halloween days where they the kids actually get into a mall, and the mall is actually where they go trick or treating with the different stores. And I was like, that is so strange. That to me is like an odd thing. Is that like, have you guys experienced that too? Is that something that you guys?
Yeah, actually, that ever since COVID, that became kind of like the trend. It was either like trunk or treat, doing it out of people's trunks in the parking lot, at City Hall, in the park, the mall, because a lot of parents just don't trust their kids to be walking amok like in the neighborhoods, just knocking on random people's doors. It's dangerous. There's a lot of messed up people out there, man.
That's so sad, man. This is something that's supposed to be safe for kids. You're supposed to be able to trust everybody, and at least that's what you hope. You hope that you can trust people to be civil enough to do these types of things. But I guess it is what it is. That really blows. Anyway, a lot of things happening in the world of Thundercats, thankfully, and it's too bad that there's no Thundercats movie or something else that's happening, so that your kids could dress up as Thundercats. That would be kind of neat. We talked about last week and a few weeks prior that Thundercats trick or treat costumes would be really, really cool. You know what I mean? Yes. That would have been a really neat thing to see. Pardon me. And I guess we should just get right back in, right into it, JP. There are a lot of things to talk about with Thundercats for today. So, pardon me. My allergies are getting the better of me, and I'm still fighting off this thing that I'm doing. So yeah, once again, guys, huge shout out to Thundercast Classics, 103,000 followers, and they're coming up on their 2,000th post. Wow, 2,000 posts, JP. That is a milestone, brother. That's a lot of posts. You've been busy. Can
Yeah.
you believe that your last post is your next post, whatever the heck it is, and doesn't have to be special, doesn't have to be anything. It will be your 2,000th post. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what? More than likely, it's going to be something mediocre, like shipping notices or something.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. And of course, you're hitting your 103,000 followers, brother. What's it been like? Have has there been any revelations to you, like how things have been over the years, or has anything changed for Instagram?
No, honestly, it's kind of weird, because I guess I look at it just like a number now because I really I've had collaborations and opportunities come at me when I was like less than half of this in follower count. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a sweet number you got to hit, and that kind of opens the floodgates for collaborations and this and that. But the Puma collaboration came around when I was like under 50K, I think. So it's crazy, but it's not going to stop me from being as active as possible and posting as much information. I also tend to sneak in a little Motu in there. So we got Motuniverse. We got, Thundercats, good stuff. Mondo, anything from Mondo that's Motu, anything from Mattel that's Motu, I sneak all that in there because, there is a very common ground with Thundercats and He-Man, even though different production companies and everything. I want to say the vast majority of people that love Thundercats are also Master of the Universe fans. So it kind of goes hand in hand. It's there's like a cohesion in that pop culture universe, right? Where it's not necessarily the same world story wise or narrative wise, but it's really kind of like the same fandom, the same type of fans that gyrate around Motu. They're also fans of Thundercats. So I think there's a lot of love for both properties, and that's why I incorporate a little Motu love here and there whenever there's an opportunity.
Absolutely. And of course, we did talk a couple of weeks ago about what would happen if we actually had
Oh man,
the NECA trick or treaters, which would be really cool, man. Like that would be just an awesome type of idea. I think that these AI designs you made were really neat, really harkening back to those types, especially this one here. This one got me. This one got me really,
yeah,
really, really right in the freaking childhood and in the freaking feels. I specifically remember these types of costumes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like these ones are really a lot of fun. And it's not out of the realm because the Ben Cooper stuff. Nick is actually doing some TMNT stuff with Ben Cooper, so
yeah.
there's definitely room for stuff to happen.
Yeah,
Um,
they've done IP based stuff. Like I know for a fact that Randy from NECA is a huge Master of the Universe fan. So I could see them probably doing Motu, Ben Cooper stuff first. But the fact that there was Thundercats Ben Cooper costumes in the 80s, it really even makes it more of a possibility because it's not a what if, it's more of a rather than just, oh, let's just kind of do this throwback nod. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and anything's possible now. I mean, Master Universe is being shared with Hasbro. They've done crossovers. It's kind of so weird. And Barbie is I saw a Barbie Play-Doh today from Hasbro. I was like, what is going on? I was doing some toy hunting today, and yeah, I was very very surprised. But it's great. I'm loving it. I'm hoping that this definitely could become a thing. So so many different opportunities arising, and of course, speaking about it, back in the day, there were actual costumes, right? So
Yeah.
these are really cool. We got the Voltrons, we got the Lino, right? We got Spider-Man, Mumm-Ra, right? And the the Sectars, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mask, right? Superman, really great stuff. So,
Yep.
what are you guys going to be in Halloween? What's going to be your costume, your wife's costume,
So
your
we
daughter's
did
costume?
a collective theme that I think works perfect because I have my 12-year-old daughter, I
Yeah.
have my 5-year-old, and then me and my wife. So we're gonna be the Scooby Doo mystery gang.
Oh,
So
nice. That's
I'm
cool.
gonna be Shaggy, ironically. So I'm gonna just get rid of the whole beard and the mustache. I'm just gonna leave my goatee. I don't know yet if I'm gonna dye it brown or not, but I got a wig, I got the V-neck, so I'm gonna go with Shaggy. The older one is gonna be Daphne. The little one's gonna be Scooby, and my wife's gonna be Velma.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome. I love it. That is so great. All right. So before we get to the main topics tonight, let's say hi to the chat. I mean, everybody's been waiting.
Yes,
Conrad
yes.
Murray back, Beatbox Academy, Rhodium, Pinless Lino. Yeah, absolutely, brother. This is going to be a really exciting time. Pinless Linos are the thing. Adam Comer, he's watching Chitara. Warren Newman, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Just got Stingor. Is an
Cool.
awesome figure. That's excellent. I'm glad you got him, brother. Motu Prince. Hey, Motu Prince is in the house. Congratulations on the milestone that you're about to reach. 2,000 posts.
Thank you,
That is
Monkey Prince. That's awesome, man.
so
Thanks.
great. Maro Bastanini, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Something about the swords and sorcery theme, Motu, Thundercats, Conan, etc. Motu Prince, 100%, brother. You know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
Skeletor, hello, things. I'm broke as F. So are we all, brothers. So
We
are
are
we all.
all in that boat, bro.
Pedro Roderio's in the house. What's going on, Pedro? Good to see you. All the way from Portugal. Good to see you, brother. Pedro's doing some amazing custom work with Master Universe. He's got some brand new assassins and spies and these wonderful new characters that are being inserted into his line for classic Master Universe. It's really awesome. Head over to Pedro's page, guys. Give him a like and a follow. Tell him that the Thundercats Lair sent you. Skeletor, hola amigo. ¿Dónde está en Portugal? So how is everything in Portugal? And Pedro's replying. And Darkonin scored the Mattel 80th. Oh, dude, I'm still like, I went hunting for that today, but obviously Canada gets it last, and we don't have Target up here, so I don't know if it's ever going to come.
You know what's funny about that? I thought that stuff would fly off the shelves, and I've come across it like 3 times already. And there's a deal right now where you get $5 off a $25 purchase, so people are snagging it for $45.
There you go. That's great. Unfortunately for me, I'm not snagging nothing. So anyway, it's all good. Good stuff, Draconin. Skeletor, what did you think of those Mondo processes I sent you? Oh my god. Yeah. So I heard Skeletor sent me some photos of the 1/6 scale figure,
Okay.
as well as Mr. Sinister. And the price was shocking. The price is absolutely shocking. But that's what's going on with these these tariffs, right? These what's it called?
Yeah,
Surcharges. These surcharges. They're freaking
charges
ridiculous.
here.
Absolutely ridiculous. And I hope that some sort of resolution comes soon, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. They're running. No Target in Canada. I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, brother. We lost Target it's coming up to 10 years ago now.
Wow.
It's crazy. And it was a crap show when it finally came over here. It was really
Do you feel like the fact that you have Toys R Us kind of gives you a little bit of redemption?
Nope, because Toys R Us, they're like maybe like about 5 years ago, maybe, because Toys R Us was pretty good back there. Now they have a new owner, Sunrise Records, and it is absolutely terrible. I was there today. And the collector items are now dwindling down to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like G.I. Joe Classified, practically nothing. No Master Universe. I think they only got whatever was left in stock. last few clearance items, and even NECA absolutely gone. They had a massive NECA aisle, so
Wow.
something's happening, and it's not whatever's happening is not good, not good for Toys R Us. Fragments Design, what's going on, Fragments Design? Good to see you. And Mato Bastanini next to Motu, love the Thundercats. Yes, of course, of course. Draconin, another hostile buyout. The I don't know if it was hostile. I think it was a mutual thing, but when it happened, it was not good for Toys R Us. It was not good at all. Motu Prince. Yeah, I got the new Toys R Us in it's a very slim and as Jeff it's as slim as Jeffrey. Yeah, the flagship stores that are coming out now, there are apparently 30 of them are going to be starting to show up in different states, which I did report on this a year or two ago, and they're finally going to start. And apparently they're saying that most of them will be open prior to the holidays, which is amazing. Yeah. And I'm going to be covering that story later, probably tomorrow. But often, at least it seems right now, they're not nearly the size of the original Toys R Us back in the day. Obviously, you got to start out smaller, but yeah, they're not going to be the size of the New Jersey flagship store either in the Mall of America. So it's going to be far and few between for Toys R Us, but they are trying to make a comeback. So we shall see how that goes.
Have you noticed? You know who Fragments is, right? He's a 3D modeler. He did a 1/12 scale Thunderstrike vehicle. Have you seen it? Dude, it is a monster.
Yes, I think a 1/3 scale. Wow,
it's Super 7 scale, ultimate scale.
Really,
it is massive. It's like the aircraft carrier of Thundercats vehicles.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's insane. Yeah, I would imagine it would have to be huge, right? I mean, if the Thunder Tank is as big as it is, that thing must be gigantic, like absolutely ginormous.
Let me see if I can find it.
If you can bring it up, I'll throw it up on the screen.
Fragments. Let's see. Yeah, there's a picture of it here. It's a little blurry, but okay. And he did a really nice job with the package art too. I'll show you that.
Yep.
Let's see here. Here is the Thunderstrike. I think it's like a video here. Let me share. You see it behind them there?
Let me see. Yeah, hold on for a second. Let's remove this and let's stop the screen. There we go.
Look at that thing.
Wow, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
He's talking about it there.
That thing is gigantic. So 38 inches wide, according to Fragments Design.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's as long as the Thunder Tank. Wow, as long. So the wingspan is as long as the Thunder Tank. Holy crap.
That's insane, dude.
You guys should just promote it in the group. So you know what? We would love to show it off. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we should get more accessories like the Thunder Ring? I would really appreciate
Thunder Wing or Thunder Ring?
Thunder
Is he
Ring.
talking about like the
no, Thunder Wing. He says the Thunder Wing. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I want more vehicles. Absolutely. I would love that. But it's always hard for any company to make a vehicle. Vehicles are tough because they involve a lot of tooling. They're gigantic. And it's just something that doesn't really sell as well as toys. I mean, let's just be honest. People just don't. They don't. Yeah, you have to. Honestly, these days you have to crowdfund them unless you're McFarlane. It would
Yeah.
be interesting to see what happens if McFarlane would pick up the Thundercats license. That would be a really interesting, like, because he would go all out. You know that McFarlane would go all out on that. So
Yeah, for sure.
no, I meant your channel. Share it in the group. Yes, of course, 100%. We will definitely share it.
Look at the box art.
Yeah. Do you want to throw the link up in the chat, JP?
Let me see. Let me send
Yeah, just copy the link and throw it up on the chat. That would be really cool. Mossman Sean, Toy Habits just did an on-site video of Toys R Us in the grand opening year. That's awesome. I've been meaning to take a look at it, but I will do a reaction video to it because I would love to see how things are going with the new Toys R Us. I think that would be freaking awesome. I would love to join the chat whenever. You know what? Let's can you share the video link with Fragments Design? Maybe we'll just have him on right now and he can maybe show us a few things.
Yeah, sure. Let me see here.
Yeah, and I will go ahead and take a look at some other things because that's seriously that is just absolutely gorgeous. So 100%. Let's have a look at that. That is incredible. So. It'll be really cool if we can actually get him on the screen. Talk a little bit about.
Check your DM. I sent you the link.
All right, I will. You sent it to him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see if he can join us. We'll see what happens. All right, let's start talking about some of the new developments that are happening with Thundercats in. I mean, like I said, Pinless Lion and all these new releases. Let's start talking. Let's start talking about that while we're waiting for this to go on. So hold on, let me just remove that. And JP, can you stop sharing? I'll want to share.
Let me see. No, I did stop sharing.
All right, let me see what I can do now. All right, so he's asking if it's on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Hugh Cult, is that the new Lino reuse, or are there any new parts or accessories? I think it is just a straight reissue, but it's a brand new body. So let's take a look at this, guys, because this is actually pretty crazy news. So if you guys head over to Thundercats Classics, again, a wonderful resource for action figure news for Thundercats. You guys can definitely check out what this brand new body is like and what JP has uncovered. So was this shared by any one particular group, JP, or did you get your hands on this early?
That's mine.
Okay.
So Super 7 sent this to me, and I just got it about 2 days ago.
All right, awesome. And you've kept it in box, or are you doing a full review? Like what?
I kept it in box so far, so I could kind of unbox it here during the stream. Essentially, this is the Hook Mountain Lionel,
gotcha,
but with the classic paints.
But that's not bad. He's a bit. Is it just the lighting, or is he a bit? Is he a bit pale?
So if you slide over, what I did was I put two pictures. I put one with flash and one without, so you could see.
Okay.
So you could see the significance. For some reason, it's in a lot of pictures. It was coming up that the hand and the forearm colors weren't matching.
Yeah, they're not really matching.
And it actually is, but the problem is that they're two different types of plastics.
Yeah.
So depending on the lighting, sometimes you'll see the hand blends into the forearm color, but for the most part, it really kind of like stands out because it's a different type of material that they use for the hands.
Yeah, for sure. This is paint right here, right? Because the forearm is actually the skin color.
And the
on
hands are just a plastic color. Yeah.
correct. So yeah, so on a closer inspection, it'll do that. So did you want to unbox that this week, or did you want to do that like the next week? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's up to you, or maybe we can have. Let's
Well,
see.
we have a guest coming in,
Yeah,
so
we got Frank.
maybe
So let's talk to Frank.
maybe we should just reserve it for another day, or maybe we should just maybe we should do it live, not necessarily at a regular interval, but just make it a special unboxing day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that
That's
sounds
awesome.
good.
And maybe that could be your 2,000 post on Thundercats Classics. Wouldn't that be something? That would be pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, joining us right now is Fragments Design. And guys, this is a first because we don't usually do this, but I mean, he'll be our first guest ever, JP. I think on Thundercats Lair. So, guys, please welcome Frag. What's going on, Frag? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Glad to be the first one. I saw the
Not
notification.
bad, man. Holy crap! Like,
What's up?
Can you hear
loving
me?
your work, man.
Yeah.
Like seriously, that's we can hear you. We can hear you just fine.
I was following both. I saw the first video where you guys were announcing it, right? Announcing that you were going to start this up and talking about the stuff in Los Angeles, the big show that you're trying.
Oh,
to
yeah.
Yeah.
the
Tuniverse. Yeah.
yeah. And then I immediately went to Instagram and tried to find the link in pages and join, because I was like, there's not really a lot of content out there specifically for Thundercats. Like everyone's gravitated. I remember in 2018 when I did the first two-seater Thunder tank that was remote controlled. This was before Super 7 came out with it.
Mhm.
And everybody was like, oh my gosh, like we want one. And I was like, I was so green and it was so expensive to make. And I've seen so much growth with the brand since then, right? Because back then you'd have your Super 7 figures, but you didn't have Tigra. So you had to use the Mattel one, right? Which was a little taller.
Yeah.
And so they're having so much figures out there, but not enough vehicles. And once Super 7 came out with their tank, I kind of felt like I didn't want to put anything else out there for someone to kind of not copy, but mass produce off of something they should have just came up with their own. So the Thunderstrike has actually been on my computer for 7 years.
That is crazy.
Wow, that's
And it takes about 100. It's about 139 pieces. And I got fortunate that I only made the prototype. The prototype is nothing like the ones you see here in the photos with the guys. So I drove up to St. Louis last week and delivered those personally to them. They all came from, one came from Illinois. He's starting a toy museum, a Motu toy museum up in Illinois.
Cool.
And that's James. And he has a life-size He-Man, which is awesome. He got 3D printed, which looks amazing. And then that's Charles down at the bottom, and he's just like an average guy. And then we got Jamel over to the left, and then of course my son is down there. He's actually the first kid to actually own a Thunderstrike because I gave him the prototype. And he went on, of course he went on the trip with me. And then we're doing. So I'm the first guy on the show, so I'm gonna give you guys an exclusive, and I know James wouldn't mind. We're doing. So how tall is the Cat's Lair? I see the Cat's Lair behind you. It's about 3 feet.
Yeah, at least. Like it is an absolute beast.
I'm sure you guys know that obviously the Tower of Omens is taller than the Cat's Lair.
Oh, you do.
So we are doing a 7-foot Cat's Lair for that museum. It's going to have, the command center. There's some photos up. So we're doing a 7-foot tall Tower of Omens for that museum.
Jesus.
August.
Are you kidding me?
No, actually.
Holy shit.
There should be some photos, but hold on, I'll go grab it I'll grab something real quick.
Did you hear that, JP? What's going on?
That's crazy.
This is nuts. Cute Cult is in the chat. Is that new line? Oh wow.
So this is just the kind of the command, like his command thing, and then the bottom has the Thundercats logo. So this is just the floor for I call it the command center.
Can you bring it up again, brother? I don't think everybody got a good look at it. Wow.
So I try to make it to where people can use.
That's the Braille board.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
is that the Super 7 Braille board?
Yep. So I try to make it to where the stuff that we're getting, I'm not a collector. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am not a collector. I am not a super fan. I love doing Thundercats because I love Thundercats. That's it. So it's actually refreshing for me to talk to some of these guys because their passion comes out and it makes me more excited about Thundercat stuff, right?
Yeah.
So and we're doing right now I'm doing the suspension capsules.
Nice.
Actually, I did the
Nice.
suspension capsules in 2018. Again, it wasn't a big thing, right? Super 7 was not that big in the Thundercats. So people didn't really resonate with it. But now I'm doing not just the capsules, but the housing that it goes into. So it's like a round piece, right? It's going to be magnetized so you can take the capsules out and you're going to be able to lift it up and put all your little accessories, like let's say the stuff that comes with Panthro, all those little knickknacks in a container. And that way you're not losing them. Because a lot of people have said, I have no place to put my accessories.
That's awesome.
For all these things. So we're trying to do cool stuff. But when we started doing this, I wanted to do it for normal people, like normal guys like us who don't have the money to get something done in China or whatever. A lot of people have asked about the stuff with the Thunderstrike. I don't even charge my labor for the Thunderstrike. I don't even I don't charge my machine time. I'm in the hole on all the Thunder. I'm in the hole, but the customers are what matter to me. So when I tell them how much it costs, I have gotten a lot of people that say, "Oh my God," and people that go, "That sounds about right." But I have to encourage them that I've tried to make it affordable and you can save. I'm not trying to like rip people off. That's for free. That's for free up on Maker World right now.
Really?
Nice.
The book of moments.
Yeah.
You're the key.
No, so here's the thing. The book is free. So if you're a 3D printer in the 3D print community, or you know somebody that's in the 3D print community, you can go to Maker World and get the box for free, and it opens. You can put stuff in it. The key is available on CG Trader from another artist. You can pay, I think it's $6. You can pay for that and have that same friend print your the key as well.
Nice.
That is incredible. Oh my God.
Again, the book was really I know the key was out there and I was like, well, where's the book? So I was like, well, I mean, it's a book. It's a box, right? I was like, why am I gonna that should be something that should be free to the community to make, and people can put their Thundercat stuff in it and have a book of omens, right? So
that is incredible. And who did the artwork for
the box?
For the box?
I did all of it.
So
the thing about the box, here's the funny thing. I did that. The interior doesn't look like that anymore. But those are the prototype pictures. So when I did the prototype, I was doing it for me. But then I snowballed and said, wow, this is really cool. Maybe I should I wonder how it would be to make a box and how to cut the foam and how to do everything. And then I showed it to people, and that was kind of my mistake in a sense, right? Because then they're like, I want the box, I want the foam, I want the whole, I want everything. And I'm like, I can save you money if you don't get the box and the foam. They're
but they want the foam.
Yeah, and it comes fully assembled, right? Like it goes up and down. You don't have to put anything together. It has a Bluetooth speaker behind his seat that you can take in and out. The TV, you can load MP4s on it. Actually, it turns it into another format, but you could put full videos on that card, and it will.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
where do you get the TVs? Is that the
there's a company up in Ohio, so that's all made in America. Everything on there is made here. It's not made, all the, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you say made in America, there's a difference between made in America and assembled in America.
Correct. Yes.
So everything was made here. I vetted everybody I bought from, made sure their materials were even made here. So that way we can, because we're, that's what we're all trying to do, is we're trying to bring, we shouldn't have to depend on, since the 70s, right, toy manufacturing in specifically China. We have the capability to have people do that here. We just need to get them interested,
That's incredible. So, friend of the channel, Matt Hatter Reviews, it says, I'm a big fan of your work, dude. Like the Hatter himself is a huge fan of your work, brother. So.
Yeah. So here's the problem, right? I don't know who knows me, and I don't know who's important. So I assume everybody's important. So when people go, oh, like you just said, like Matt Hatter thinks you're awesome, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I think he's awesome too, right? I don't know who anybody is. I'm just trying to make stuff.
Yeah, you're just a maker. You're just a cool. You're not even a collector. You just said so.
That blows my mind. The fact that he's not a collector. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I was really big into. I'm the oldest of four. My mom was we were dirt poor in the '80s. Man. When we moved to Texas, one of the things she got me was a Thundercat sword, and I had almost all the figures. And then we had a big fire.
Oh no!
And so I kind of got to this mindset of I didn't want to lose stuff again. I didn't want to be in a situation where I felt like I was going to lose my stuff. So I didn't do that for a long time. And then my dad's a big Star Trek guy, so I had ships. I'd make ships or build ships. I was a scratch builder, and I got sick back in 2017. Really sick, like 5 surgeries in 4 years.
Oh wow!
Lost my job. I was in oil and gas. I was in quality control. And I wanted to make a 2-seat. Like I had already made a scratch built 2-seater Thunder tank, but I wanted to make like a legit, legit one. So I reached out to a couple companies, and they were like $8-9 grand to make a 2-seater Thunder tank, because we have to design it. We have to do this. And I said, no, I can't do that. I have 4 kids, And then I got laid off, and at the time, my wife at the time said we should get a 3D printer. We should try to do whatever. I had no idea, nothing. I was a normal guy, and we went up to Dallas. Actually, I hadn't got laid off yet. We went up to Dallas, got the printer. I got a scanner and a computer. Spent 10 grand that weekend in savings. I was on a Friday. On Monday, I got laid off.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So the decision was: do we bring it back and get our money back, or do we go for it? And it took me 6 months to learn how to design. There's a guy named Jeremy who had a gaming model of the Thunder tank. It was nowhere near able to be 3D printed, but it gave me a starting point to learn and to use. And I made it, and then some collector in Florida has it right now. He bought it. I don't even know. I've reached out to him. I don't know if he's doing okay, but he bought it, and all I have are pictures now. So, and then Super 7 came out with most of their vehicles, and so I just kept waiting. I kept waiting for things like the Hovercat or the Thunderwing or the Thunderstrike, and it just never ever came. And instead, you get things like what's her name's bike or Vultureman's vehicle for $150, and I'm like, that seems kind of high as a normal guy and not a collector. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I kept waiting. And then finally I was working on a scale to the show USS Defiant from Star Trek. And I needed a break. It was huge. It was like a huge piece. And so I pulled out the Thunderstrike and started, 7 years later, using everything I've learned to make it better. And I look at that thing now, dude, and I realize the mouth wasn't big enough on that Thunder tank. If you're comparing it to the Thunderstrike, but it worked great. Like remote control, that thing would go so fast.
Remote control.
Oh yeah, that's remote control. Do you see the track?
What the hell? Are you serious?
Those are Johnny 5. Those are Johnny 5 tracks.
Treads. Yeah.
No, that's Johnny 5's tracks. Like the whole.
Really?
Yeah, the motors are on. So on the Thunder tank, the Super 7 one, and most of the guys that have made ones since after me, they put the seats against that back wall. Well, that's where the motors were, and the back door actually folds down. It was magnetic. A buddy just gave me a Thunder tank, and I think the most disappointing thing that I thought was disappointing is that back door did not open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big complaint from a lot of people in
So
the
I had a couple
community.
people ask me about doing mods, but from a collector, I have people that are collectors that are like, eh, and then I got people that are I guess not as like super collectors. They want to be able to play with it, and they want me to do thicker treads so that that bottom wheel isn't like the actual tracks move. They want a back door, and they want to, and I think it was, I'm sorry, I forgot which one I'm talking to. One of you did a video where you took the center part out of your Thunder tank.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
That
said,
makes
hey,
sense.
I would rather have an emblem there or something to replace it. And that has
Yeah,
been
brother.
also another request to do that. So there's a couple I'm trying, and of course people want regular lights where the eyes are at, and they want sound. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do all those things and make it a kit, and it's reversible. So you can take your stuff out, do the kit, and if you, for whatever reason, want to put it back to original, you can.
That's great. That's
But it's
great.
very, but it's very difficult, and that's why my friend gave me. He had bought 2 Thunder tanks when they, I guess, were on sale or whatever, something. He gave me the Thunder tank as a sacrificial lamb, so to speak, to figure out how to make it for the community, how to make this kit for the community. So a lot
That's
of nice
incredible.
people in the Motu and Thundercat world. Like seriously, you know.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've actually known you for, I don't know, maybe like since you started, but it was when I had the Facebook page, which
Okay.
was Thundercats Classics. For some reason, Facebook deleted my page.
What was your handle on Facebook?
It was Thundercats Classics, just like
Oh,
this
okay.
Instagram, but they deleted my Facebook page for some reason. I don't know why.
That
Uh,
sucks.
but yeah, we followed each other, and you used to send me pics of like the 3D renderings that you were working on and
Okay.
stuff like that. So I've known about you for quite a while, and it's
Yeah,
awesome.
those are all. Yeah, it's just like I took a hiatus from Thundercats for a while. I did it on my. I do statues more. I do more statue work for people for Thundercat stuff. But
Mhm.
as far as vehicles, accessories, like I had someone asked me to make this,
Oh, okay.
and because they said that the ones that come with Kid Lino and in the lair are really rubbery, they're not solid.
Right.
So, and then this one's just a little better. I think it has a lot more of the flowery thing. And then I have the square one. Though in the Cat's Lair, they have more of a square base. They don't have this curvature. I
Right.
haven't printed that one out yet. But people all of a sudden, are like, "Hey, how's it going? Can you make this for me?" And I'm like, I don't really. I would rather try to make. Of course, I say yes, but then I'm like, is this something that the community wants, not just something one person wants?
Right.
Here's something the community wants. Motu Thunder, 1898. Can you make a castle plundar if possible? I mean, this guy's been asking. This guy's
Okay,
been asking.
here's the thing. So we talked about the tower. I had a plan. My goal is, yes, to eventually make a castle plundar and to make what's the other one? The one with the lunatics.
Oh yeah, the flying fortress.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes with like the Thunderstrike series, because I feel like, I don't know how you guys feel, but going with I feel we got gypped, right, like second season and the third, because around the second season they already had the toy line out, or the prototype in the catalogs, but because the toys weren't doing well, the show suffered, and they had to change the story arc to them just going back to New Thundera. Whereas I feel like the story arc was going towards more stories about Linkso, Mumm-Ra, and Bengali, and having separate stories where you didn't have to focus so much with Larry Kinney doing a lot of work between Silverhawks and Lino. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I gravitated more towards Linkso because when I was younger, I had to wear braces on my legs because I've had arthritis since I was 4. So to see a character in a cartoon that had a disability was amazing to me.
Absolutely.
And he didn't think that he had a disability. He would like, Snarf, I can listen just like you and I can see stuff just like you. I'm a normal person. That was really kind of inspiring when you're like, 7, 8 years old,
Absolutely. So I'm taking a look at these photos in particular. I mean, this is crazy, brother. And can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Is that the size of the paw for your 7-foot cat Slayer? Because this one looks like it was a diorama from back in the day.
Okay, so the box was just a display box because I realized this was before Super 7 came out with the Cat Slayer. And I know that there were people that made big size Cat Slayer, on their own, scratch built at the time. I just needed a box that I wanted to display as a dio for my tank. And so my father-in-law at the time made that for me. He's a carpenter. There was, plastic paneling on the top. We painted it blue. But that also told me if anyone ever wanted to make a Cat Slayer that would fit a Thunder tank, it would be massive. Like that picture alone tells you if that's the claw, how big everything else would have to be. The plate, that would be enormous.
Oh,
that's a workbench that's probably 36 inches long, and that thing, I mean, it was beautiful when it was done and everything was in it, but it really gave me like, I can't, because I have a model for the Cat Slayer. I've done that, but to print that at that scale would be insane. It'd just be crazy. Yeah, so that just got put in the archives, and I've always wanted to do just the claw part where the arm comes up just for these Thunder tanks, like just something where people could display it. But I've noticed a lot of people go, I don't have the space for a Thunder tank. It's so big. And I'm like, I get that, but like I want I think it's thundercats.org where they have the artwork. If you're familiar, they have all the artwork for all the Thundercats. Yeah. And they have interior shots of the inside of those cats' arms. And I thought, oh, that would just be so gorgeous to be able to have that and have your tank in there and it's lit up. Of course, it'd be better if you could do the whole thing that way, but time and money.
Your design is a bit more faithful to
the original.
To the original. Oh God, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's
makes so much more sense.
I forgot about this video.
That's awesome, man.
That makes so much more sense. Oh my God, that's crazy. Like this is the Thunder tank, I think. And you know what? The arms they go like.
I don't like the mouth. I think the mouth should be wider from that shot, like just
a little bit, but it's not that bad. I mean, depending on the animation of the day.
Right.
I mean, it was smaller, it was bigger, it was know what I mean.
Your angles. That's what I have to explain to people that talk to me about the Thunderstrike. They're like, I want can you do clear on the blue parts on the canopies? And I'm like, the canopies aren't clear. And they're like, I saw it in the cartoon. I said, what you're seeing is the camera going into the pod, and that's how they transition to see the character, to see Linkso, to see them. So if you watch where maybe Lino's talking in one of the side pods, they go to zoom in, it's blue, but they got to transition to clear so that you can get in there. So once they understand that, some of them still want a clear canopy. But I can't. That's a cost, and I'm trying to keep costs down, so they lift up or they're removable. But I love that thing. I loved making it. I loved the journey for that thing. We painted it. I don't know if you noticed it. We painted it. There's a guy. It's called Airbrush Brothers here in Houston, and he does T-shirts and things like that. And I told him, I said, I want it to look like Panthro scavenged the ship and made panels out of it. Like he took the panels off the ship, because like a World War II plane, like I want it to look like he took the panels off and made it out of the panels, versus it just being a flat gray, winter gray color. And he did, these pictures really don't, I mean, he sprayed it with like a lacquer. That thing did not look, I mean, it looked amazing. and I hated that I had to sell it, but this guy really wanted it, and I felt bad because he paid for this custom, and then like what 3 years later he bought the Super 7 one, and I've reached out to him. I don't know if he changed his number. If you're listening, hey, hit me up. I wanted to see my tank against the Super 7 one, just to see how close I was to scale, you know.
Yeah, man. Like, it's beautiful. I mean, like, seriously, I'm over the moon on this. And you've done a lot of other designs too, including this one, which we mentioned earlier. I mean, these are the
Oh, those are the mini ones. So there was a girl, I think her name was Kobe, and she loved collecting these little guys, like all the different Thundercat ones and things. And I already had my pods. These are shrunk down for her. So I made a whole bunch, and she was selling them to Thundercat people. The bigger ones still have the ledge, but they're of course big enough for Super 7.
That's awesome, man.
I really like it. I really like the ledge too. That it really helps with presentation, right?
Yeah,
It's so cool.
I'm surprised Jay hasn't mentioned it, Frank, but we would love a Mumm-Ra's tomb pyramid. Please.
So here's the thing, right? A lot of people in the collector community versus the design community are separated, right?
Okay.
So there is a 3D model of Mumm-Ra's tomb on CG Trader. CG Trader is a site where people that print can go and buy models and print them, or people can buy them and have people print them. There is a model on CG Trader. I don't know the artist's name, but you can go to cgtrader.com and put in Thundercats, and it'll pull up a whole bunch.
Yeah,
of
we've covered a couple of of Mumm-Ra tombs.
Oh gosh, take those down. Those are junk, man.
I think it would just be really cool because of the way.
So
the way he's doing stuff, like where it's larger than life. If you could actually do a pyramid that opens up at the top, you know.
Oh yeah. So that's the people that know me, right? They're like, I need you to fragify it. I need you to frag it up, right? And so those are so horrible. Those were first year designs. Those
look pretty good. They look pretty good to me, brother.
So here's the thing. Big shout out to Leandro Wagner. He's a guy. He was my mentor. He's a guy in Brazil, and ironically, I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know nothing about 3D printing, 3D design. I didn't know the culture. And a buddy of mine sent me a head, not this head. He sent me a lino head. And I had sculpted a body. I put his head on my body and I printed it and I showed it off. And he was like, he sent me this message. No, those are all mine. I don't even think I have a picture of this one, and those are old too. The new, oh my God, I got to send you guys on Instagram the new ones. Anyway,
these look so good, brother. These look so
those
good.
Are junk. That is junk.
That's junk. These look amazing.
I am going to send you guys the newest update. I do Thundercats every year. It's my training exercise. So every year I do another set because I want to see how much I've done.
JP. Apparently this is junk. Like you gotta be kidding me.
No, there's a guy that did one just like that on ArtStation, and his is so much better. But that's first year. That's first year. But
first year.
Leandro,
wow,
Leandro Wagner. He messages me in I think it's Brazilian. Whatever Brazilians speak, right? He was mad. He was mad. But he goes, if you want to learn, I'll teach you. So I learned how to do this from a Brazilian that didn't speak a word of English.
That's hilarious, bro.
And it's funny because they have this culture. You learn this culture, right? That what they do is they train you or they show you, and then one day they just disappear. And so I thought, us here in America, we think when someone does that, they're mad at us, right? We did something wrong. Am I Swift? The She-Ra is another artist. I don't remember his because that's from 20 whatever. So for like 6 months, I couldn't get a hold of him. I thought he was mad at me. I was just panicky. And a buddy of mine said, "No, dude, that's normal." He goes, think of it like, he's an eagle and you were like a baby bird. And he just decided to sit up on the top of this tree, and he's just there in case you need him. He feels like you're good enough to go off on your own. So every now and again, he messages, "Hey, I love your work. Hey, I love this." I'm like, "Oh, awesome." And he's my age or maybe younger, I don't really put a lot of stuff on Instagram I'm still, to be honest with you, I'm still learning how to operate Instagram. I'm a big Facebook guy, I guess. I'm old, so
Well, you got the right guy to talk about Instagram. I mean, like, JP's here. He's just killing it on Instagram. But
let me see. I'll see if I can find a picture of the newer one so I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, brother. This is
the new one is so much better. Like the new. So I do these statues. Here, I'll pull this one down.
Are you doing this stuff on? Are you doing this on ZBrush?
Yeah. So this was a 2-year old one. Let me see if I can get a good.
So I brought this one up, and this is ancient probably, but
that's second year. Yeah, second year.
Yeah. So is this kind of like what I mean? Like the imagination here is what, and I can it's almost like you were actually in the design process with Super 7 in some ways. You know what I mean? Because they're the pods. You can see.
So
the way they were laying it up.
The pods were from a guy named Khalib up in New York. Yeah, this was before Super 7.
Yeah, so way before.
Khalib said, "Hey, I got these pods," and he knew I was doing this, so I just was trying to do. Now remember, this was going to be probably 5 feet tall, not like Super 7s. I wanted more layers. I wanted more rooms. I wanted, like, where the console is, I wanted to put a TV. So we weren't that far off, So it's like.
I love the drawbridge. I love that.
Yeah, that was going to be an addition, thing. But you could pull all those panels out. Like you could pull. And what's funny is I was struggling with how to get it to open or things like that. It does make sense what Super 7 did if you look at it from a standpoint that the cat's lair is a box, like a cabinet, right? So them having it open with the rocks was an ingenious move. I will give it that. But I feel like there was a lot of opportunity for more stuff in there for people to utilize space, right? So I still have that. I like the stairs. That's the thing we're struggling with right now with the Tower of Omens is every photo, every video we find, we're assuming that the stem for the tower is a big elevator system, and that down at the bottom is a more of a hangar bay, because there are scenes where the Thunderstrike is flying out of the lower half of the Tower of Omens. And so that essentially means that the command center is the only real room on the tower, which makes sense because it's a aka a military defensive position, Right.
That's awesome, man. I'm like super impressed with all this stuff and the fact that you learn ZBrush like that.
I'm still learning. I mean, it is I have friends that are in the industry, and here you go. Let me see if I can I share let me open this up.
Yeah, brother, for sure. Share it on here, and I'll throw it up.
Let me see if I can share screen. Yes. And then which one is it? This one. There you go. Oh,
cool.
So I made Wily Kit and Wily Cat more kind of teenagers.
Yeah, older.
And then I got, I gave them kind of different outfits where, like there's texture on there, and made her obviously a little different. But I like the pose for Tigra. I always liked Tigra.
Yeah.
And and I made a different sword. I like more of almost a cross between a Conan and the Sword of Omens, So, but there are tons of other designers that make Thundercat stuff all the time. It's just they usually do more statues than 3D print. The 3D print community knows those people, not the custom guys, the custom toy guys. So that's the hard part, is trying to bring the two together,
I'm loving it, brother. It's looking so good. So let me understand this, because you mentioned something earlier. You were making a 6 foot or 7. Wait, did I say 7 foot?
Tower of Omens.
7 foot Tower of Omens.
7 foot Tower of Omens.
Yeah, and are you going to make an actual cat's lair to sit beside it?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. It's already, it's already done. And that, when we're talking about Mumm-Ra's stuff, right? The files are on CG Trader. Could I buy the files and mod them up and give props to the original designer? Yes. Could I kind of frag it up? Yeah, because then it doesn't there's different hats. Like I have my hat for a designer, and then I have the hat for the maker, the guy who prints it and makes it physical. As a maker, as a designer, I could make it to where it's awesome and opens up at the top and all the stuff, put lights in it, put white lights on the 4 corners, maybe even put a Tesla thing in there to where when you hit the button, it does the lightning like Mumm-Ra does, when he's whatever. That would be kind of pretty cool. I just don't like replicating other people's stuff. I'd rather, try it on my own. But if people want me to print stuff for them and they want me to make it, I will,
That is so freaking cool.
Awesome.
Now, you did mention, oh, wow, you made a Defiant? Or is that your design, or is that?
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm just looking through your whole work, and
no, go ahead.
Holy crap!
So that's a computer case.
Oh wow!
And I was just doing that for content. I wasn't doing it for any specific reason. And a guy here locally bought it. So that's the project I was working on, and I got overwhelmed, and I started working on the Thunderstrike. So if it wasn't for the Defiant, we wouldn't have the Thunderstrike. It wouldn't even be a thought. Like nobody was like, oh, let me make a Thunderstrike. Because a month after I released my Thunderstrike and photos, there's another guy on Colts that made a Thunderstrike. It's not cartoon accurate, but it is a 3-vehicle. He's calling it a Thunderstrike. But that will hold either a mini ATX, or I don't know if you got. I'm not a computer guy. I just based it on dimensions. A mini ATX or an ATX full board. The issue I was having was the CPU cooler. I thought it would come out at the top. I think I have finished photos on my Instagram as well.
So that's an actual computer case then. It's not just a model. It
actually right. Yeah, it's a computer case. Yeah. I put lights in the front. It was huge. Like you think the Thunderstrike it was pretty big.
Yeah, that's
the goal. The funny thing is I was going to make that and a 6-foot diameter DS9 desk.
Wow.
And because I saw this guy that had a Lego DS9 at a show, and I thought, oh, well, why don't we just make a desk? And then I got overwhelmed.
That's incredible. And you know what? Looking at these Thunderstrikes, so they have LEDs too, then, right? Like, wow.
Yeah, 17 lights, 17 lights, speaker. It's satin white with satin, black satin finishes, resin emblems. The back thruster lights pulse, and they have buttons, so you push them. They're all those CR20. The round disc batteries. Each of them have their own battery compartment, so you can change them out. It comes with a Bengali hammer as a holder, so you can fly it around. And then there's all this, the little detail stuff that, that was, I don't know if you can hear it, but I have it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas as the sound for it because of all the lights, and this was like 3 days before I was delivering up in St. Louis to these guys.
That's
insane, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They thought it was, there you go.
And I am shocked. This is a computer. This is a computer case.
Yeah, and then I printed that just the kind of the top layer of the DS9.
Yeah,
as a base,
as a stand.
Yeah,
that is
insane. The thing is, the red lights that are in the side of those things are from the helmet from a Lego Darth Vader. You know, like where you clap your hands and they turn on and off or whatever.
Yeah, I love it.
And then there's
Oh my
just a couple of LED strips in there that are plugged to a remote as well. And that was just because I didn't put a computer in there yet. I was just going to use that as a display. And then a guy locally says, I want it. And I was like, come over and check it out. Let's see if you. And the warhead is removable as well. Most people don't know that
Really?
it's a warhead.
That is incredible.
That's
And then, of course,
beautiful.
we've all been waiting for a dagger of like a really nice dagger of omens, and
Oh yeah, that's in Logan's room.
really nice. Oh my god! Like,
Yeah, that's like his there. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of content out there, but in the community, they don't know who to reach out to. They don't know. And then you got to deal with quality issues, because I know for a fact a lot of collectors have gotten customs that are 3D printed, but they have layer lines. The quality is not there. I try to over deliver versus under deliver. So if I got to spend an extra 20 hours on something, if I don't like it, you're not going to like it. It's not a, you know, pump them out. So like a sword like that doesn't take that long. It's the paint. And I just did this kind of real quickly for Logan. I just wrapped a thing around there because he said he wanted a sword of omens. So I just made him a sword of omens.
that is so cool, brother. That is so cool.
He runs around the house. He runs around the house like Thundercats, ho! You know,
I love it.
you know.
I love it. That is so cool. So one other thing that oops, went too far back. One other thing I wanted to ask you. So these guys that you were talking about earlier. Hold on, let me get back there. Sorry, I'm bouncing around a couple of places.
Oh, no worries.
These guys you were talking about earlier.
I actually want to call and hang out with you guys. Like, you know, I've been watching. Like, I really enjoyed your video on things that should have been changed on the Thunder. That's really kind of, that was actually the in the ear thing that was like, oh, there's people that out there that want change, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so a couple of things. So if we're just going to talk about the Thunder Tank for a second, I prefer the toy the way, like, it's not show accurate, but I prefer when the toy really rears up and the paws come up like really high, right?
Yeah.
It's exaggerated, but it's supposed to be exaggerated.
Yeah.
And I imagine your Thunder Tank does that, right? Because, you know, my Thunder Tank, it's freaking right over here. But
I got mine sitting up here. Yeah.
If you
So on the original toy, you know, it went up pretty high.
Yeah,
right?
and
it had like almost like a lever, didn't it? You know, somebody.
See, here's the thing about this, and this is what really pisses me off. If you take this Thunder, you know, hold on for a second. Let me
just put it on full screen. Let's see.
Let me do it this way. Hold on. Oh god, this thing's freaking heavy. Okay, so if you take the Thunder Tank, right?
Hold on.
And then see,
just so you know,
this pisses me off.
The Thunder Strike.
This pisses me off.
The Thunder Strike weighs less than that Thunder Tank.
Oh, of course it does. But look at this thing.
Yeah. So the problem is that bring it up. The problem
Right here.
is right there. That red arm, that lower arm, does not come down.
Like,
right?
I would like, if I was brave
that.
enough.
Yeah.
If I was brave enough, I'd cut this right here. If I was brave
well,
enough. You know
the
what I
thing
mean?
is, you could do that, but you'd have to put a stop.
Yeah, somewhere for sure.
You have to put a stop so that way, you know, yeah. No, I get it. So what you're saying is, when I take those arms off and look at how that thing goes together, seeing if there's a mod that I can do to make it to where the main arm goes up and the red arm goes down a little bit more.
right.
Maybe, would you feel comfortable from your standpoint? Would you feel comfortable if I made a template that you just put on there that you knew how to take a cutoff wheel? If I did a template, or would you rather have a whole new 2 set of arms?
No, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would have 2 set of arms because because then I can figure out how to remove those.
Yeah.
Right. And then we can figure out how to put them back
I'm sure that there's screws, just like the original one, behind those blue triangles on the sides.
Yeah. See, because as you've seen, I'm not afraid to take a screwdriver to this thing, right? Because I've already taken the damn thing. And if you have that plate, brother, I would like, however much it costs, I just want that plate to put where the damn thing is.
Oh, I haven't made it yet because he just gave me that Thunder Tank. So I've been trying to figure out a way. What I've been trying to do, what my plan is to take that, watch your video again, take the plate off, and figure out how to get something in there, but also maybe make that piece that rotates a little bigger so that you could put because Chichara is barely on there.
Yeah.
If you try to put Lino or anyone else on there, they have no foot room.
No, you got nothing.
So even if that round piece was tapered a little bit to give a little bit more room diameter-wise, and it was removable, everybody would probably be happy. Because I think you had mentioned also, like, even if you have a piece to put in there that has the seats, an additional seating, that would be great too. Yeah. So again, what do you think is better, the emblem to make it a flat floor, or something that goes in there that has additional seats?
What I was actually thinking is, to be honest with you, is like have magnets so you can swap, so you can hot swap them. Oh, you know what I mean? That'll be awesome. I think that would be neat, because if you want to do
magnetize the ones, the custom ones.
Yes.
That would mean that you'd have to put magnets on the Thunder Tank, like
but
it'd be flush.
It would have to be a 3-stage thing, because what you would do, the way I'm envisioning it, you have to get a plate which you end up screwing into the bottom part that already has the magnet. And then you can do the hot swap whenever you want.
Gotcha. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I think I remember you showing from the bottom, and then it's just like it's
simple. It is simple as hell. You literally just, there are 4 screws, and you just take it right out.
Man, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
So so what you're saying is metal plate that's probably like less than a mil thick, but it's metal. So that's what the magnet on the piece magnetized to.
Yeah.
And you're saying a flat floor piece that would be level, maybe has the emblem on it, and one that's round that has extra seats.
Yeah. So you can just hot swap everything, right? Yeah. Because we already know that animation is impossible anyway, right? It literally comes out of the floor, right? It's one of these things
out of nowhere.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter if you hot swap them or not, right? So
ideally, if they had really thought about it at the time, is that gun would, like mine folded like folded.
Yeah.
It would fold. The floor would come open.
Yes.
It would fold down, and then the floor would go back. On my floor, I had compartments. So you pop them up, and you had areas to put their knickknacks, right?
That is so cool.
So,
Yeah, brother. So one question I did want to bring up. So these guys, you said, are actually putting together a Master Universe museum. Is that
so that guy's name is James, and he runs what's called the Ackerson Wildlife Preserve up in Illinois.
Okay.
And they have B&Bs, but they're creating another wing for a toy museum. He already has a toy area, but he's making a toy museum. And it's going to have Motu, it's going to have Thundercats, and his idea is, and he's very passionate about this, he's going to have, like, these guys that have big train stations down in their basement up north.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to have a section for Grayskull. He's going to have like their own little world, right? And so right now he has like this, I think it's like 6 or 7 foot tall He-Man, because the He-Man movie is going to be coming out, so he's trying to get set up for that. And then he's going to have like a Thundercat area where he has all his Thundercat stuff, but he wants to make it more Dio, and he wants to do it to where when kids come with their parents, because it's the parents that are going to be bringing them.
Yeah.
To show them what they're for their imagination. And the reason he wanted to get a strike and do the tower is he's going to have like a little display, like a video playing to inspire kids to be creative, to say, you don't have to, we all, at least me, we used to have to just make our toys, like get a coat hanger that had the thing and make a plane, or we were creative. But now these kids are just on their phones, so the creative process is done. But he wants to try and inspire them to be engineers and be creative, and not necessarily be toy makers, but it has to start somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great mindset.
That is amazing. Yeah, I would love to get in touch with those guys, because obviously we're doing the Master Universe convention, and you know what, brother, I don't know if you have any plans in May, but if you can somehow, make it.
I was talking when you said that. I was like, I would love to go and bring a Thunderstrike just to show up, and I was like, let me see what I can do,
bro.
like figure it, just to figure it out. So
there will be a Thundercats,
eventually,
for sure. Okay. So we would love to do something. You know what I mean? If we can make this happen, like obviously JP and I are really passionate about this.
I was actually interested to see his unboxing, and I didn't mean to step on his thunder because
Yeah,
my
it's
issue
cool, man.
is
We're gonna do like its own thing
when you're showing
separately.
the pictures of it. My issue is normal looking Lino. His eyes are like this, right, and they have the line that goes like this, and then his angry face is really angry. It's almost like the Linkso one. And whenever did you see Lino mad? Like ever? Like even in his fierce fighting mode, he doesn't look angry. He looks determined. He looks like he's in protective mode. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm planning on doing is probably I'm gonna bring
By the way, I shared this
version
stream
1
to the Thundercat groups.
I'm gonna have version 1 of Lino.
Okay.
As well as probably
yeah, those eyes
mirror Lino, so that we can kind of compare, the different Lino figures. I'm never been a fan of that alternate portrait because it is nothing that has ever been shown in the cartoons. It's like Super 7 just said, "Hey, let's make a battle ready
let's make them
portrait."
all pissed off, right?
And the thing is, when you show your teeth in animation or you show your teeth like in a toy, it's like like Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
Lino usually had his mouth closed, like it was a determined, like I'm trying to do what's best. I have to be a fighter right now, but there was a softness to it, in my opinion. It wasn't aggressive.
There's a tendency. So what I notice a lot whenever creators or I'll just say corporations, whenever they start aging up, these cartoons which were so special to us as kids, they tend to make them ultra violent. You know what I mean? For whatever strange, stupid reason, they lose all semblance of what they were before. Yeah. Like this new comic book that's out right now, right? I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. The story is good. Yeah, there's the thing. But the idea that the Thundercats are at each other's throats, you know what I mean, or a different take on Jaga.
That is a totally different mindset than what we grew up with. It was about family. It was about learning a lesson by the end of the episode. It was about unity, working together. And that goes to I think what you're touching base on is societal, right? The way we were back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s is different than now because we're all disconnected. And not all of us, but the majority of people are disconnected. So that kind of storyline resonates with society now versus let's get along, let's work together, let's try to make it better for the whole clan, for the whole group, the whole family. Absolutely. And so, it's just a different dynamic. That's maybe one of the also reasons why the 2011 series failed, because you had Tigra and him at each other's throats. If you pay attention to the storylines, I know when I sat my kids down when they were putting that show back on, the titles were the same as some of the titles we had. The stories were similar in some senses, but then they twisted them. So like the dynamic between Tigra and Lino in that series, I felt was the first downfall, because Tigra was a mentor in the original one. He was like his big brother or a really close advisor, not someone he was contending with for what's his name's affection, Yeah. So we stopped watching it after like the third episode. I don't want my kids seeing that.
Yeah, it really was a little bit more of an adult take, but the problem is that they were torn between children and adults who they wanted.
Yeah, because they wanted to sell toys.
Yeah, it was a bit pretty crazy.
Which were,
but it's so Frag. Honestly, brother, this was an amazing surprise. Thank you so much for.
I appreciate you guys.
We want to stay in touch. Really quickly, like we're going to wrap this up right now because this has gone a little bit longer than we were expecting. But if you can stick around, just we'll talk a little bit after the show. Yeah. But seriously, thank you so much for showing us your collection. How can people reach you if they want to get in touch with you?
So they can message me. I'm starting to check, because of JP, I'm starting to check my Instagram messages more, and then Facebook Messenger. I think somewhere on Instagram or Facebook, my email's on there. It's basically fragmints3111@yahoo.com. and if not, I'll put it on there. And that's pretty much it. I usually just check my messages every day and see if I can help people get what they want, for their collection,
That is so
or,
cool.
or display, or display.
Awesome, man.
And guys, definitely check out Fragments One at on Instagram. Probably you can reach out to him there as well, because that's how we exchanged the messages here. So guys, Fragments, like, freaking awesome. Thank you, brother.
And
So
I'm
much.
gonna start sharing. I shared this stream over in Collector Zone and in Silverhawks, but I'm gonna make sure, because y'all do this every
We
Sunday.
try to do
right?
it weekly.
We try to do it every
I thought you
like
asked something about Thursdays.
we were trying to do Fridays or
Okay.
Saturdays. Sometimes Sunday. The problem is that JP has a job, like, it's the regular, and he's got kids, right? So it is one of those things, right? So family first, as you said, right? Family first.
Absolutely.
So
I'll
does
fill
run
in for you, bro.
but we would definitely like, you can catch segments that we chop up and
Yeah.
make this happen. So
Awesome.
but anyway, JP, Frags, thank you so much for tonight.
Yes.
JP, really quickly, what are you working on really quick, and how can people reach you?
A lot of stuff, man. Working on Motooniverse stuff, working on From the Realm stuff, getting ready for Legions Con right at the beginning of November. Hopefully, we'll get that Kickstarter going early 2026 if all things go well. Working on El Dragoon stuff, doing a lot of creative stuff nowadays, aside from Thundercats. And just to mention, the new wave of Thundercats is just about to drop. We're talking about Safari Joe, Cruncher, and one of the warrior
Nada.
Yes, that's
Do
about to drop.
they have Driller? Do they have?
Yeah.
Driller?
I've been talking about Driller forever, brother.
Do they have Stinger?
No, these are deep cuts that just are we're all, it's a wish list. It's our wish list.
Fragments has a Stinger, and Fragments has a Driller.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go. Teasers for a next segment with Fragments here. So
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
No,
That's
I'm
right.
watching you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all are the stars.
thank you so
we're
much for joining us, man. That was awesome.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the time.
We're definitely going to have Fragments back on our channel eventually, whenever our schedules align. But guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thundercats continues in 2025, moving into 2026. And really quickly, just as we're logging off, guys, don't forget that we are organizing, and all of us really are helping to organize Motooniverse. That's not it. Where'd it go? The Kickstarter has raised already $12,767 in pledges. Thank you guys for all the support. We're trying to get to a $25,000 goal, and that will help us to get a diorama room, which would be absolutely massive. And we wanted to display creators like Fragments here, and of course all the wonderful dioramas that are set up, including of course our good friend Skelevator and so many different creators who are out there. Please head over to motooniverse.com, sign up for our mailing list. The Kickstarter is on, and Motooniverse will be happening in 207 days, 16 hours, and 13 minutes. If you sign up for the mailing list, you can just put in your message here and say, hey, I'm a diorama maker. I'd love to be featured at the show, and we would definitely like to get you guys connected. Guys, thank you so much again. My good friends, JP of Thundercats Classics, Fragments, and of course, I'm Mega J Retro. Guys, we are the Thundercats Lair, and we will see you guys next time. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Thunder!
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 Thundercats!
Oh!
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Good
You
night,
guys are
everybody. Thanks for joining us.